need to get a little closer.
I'm like really worried that I'm sick.
Yeah. Well, I will say that I keep thinking about this. You get sick a lot. And it's concerning to me. Like, have you been to the doctors recently?
No, I have my appointment.
Do you have some
next
immune?
week, I think.
Okay, good. Because every time you travel, you get really sick. Like the past
this is actually
few times you've traveled, you've gotten really sick.
I mean, like in my like what's that called? Pediatricians in their documents or whatever. Like I had an immune deficiency because I would miss 30 plus days of school per year.
But was that because you were just like
Anxious
faking
and
it?
sick.
Or
It's possible that your anxiety is so high, it's making you sick right now. And that
But that's what I don't understand. Like, it's not that I feel so anxious.
I know, but that's the
it's-
thing about
yeah, I was
anxiety.
gonna say it's not
Yeah,
if
no,
you
honestly.
like in your body, your body is like keeping score of like
Yeah.
what's going on.
Well, so basically, I came to Arizona a day early. I just haven't been getting sleep. So I think that lack of sleep also really leads to me not feeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just threw up like 5 minutes ago. So that's funsies. So welcome back to another episode of So Glad We're Friends. I'm Maggie.
I'm Devon.
I'm Brittany.
And we're together. How exciting.
It's just really exciting.
Yeah, so anyways, we're together and it feels like our trip is just having a rocky moment
Yeah.
Sorry.
because I feel like just the vibes are down.
I also think it's really hard because we only get to see each other so often. And so yesterday we had plans to like record and everything, but we just wanted to hang out. And I think that's hard too, to like balance the work and play.
Dad's house for dinner.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
we
that
got to
was
meet
fun.
Devon's dad. That was so fun.
That was so funny. Yeah, so what do you guys think about my dad?
Wait, I love it too because I think that's something that you miss in adult friendships.
Yeah.
is going over
Yeah.
to your friend's parents' house for dinner. So it felt like
I agree.
like I just loved it. Like I love going over for family dinners.
What's so funny in my like relationships though, all of my friends and stuff are around my family. Like
Yeah.
it's always a thing. Like it's not weird to me, but I'm not around anyone else's families, you know? Like I'm not
Same.
going to hang out. Well, you're around my family.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you're kind of the only one. Like it was
Oh,
always
yeah.
everyone would come to
Yeah.
my family.
Yeah. Which I think
I'm
that
excited
says
for you guys to
something.
meet my family in
Me too.
August, September. Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Yeah. You guys are going to meet my dad and be like, oh.
It all makes sense now.
Yeah.
It really will be like that.
Did my dad make me make any more sense?
I mean, he was kind of exactly how I
Yeah.
thought he would be.
I think meeting your mom, well, you're not really like either of your parents actually. So it doesn't really like lend to, oh, like this is, I mean, I
Mhm.
guess it gives some idea of like how you are.
Even like I don't think you like look so much like them.
I
and stuff,
know.
too.
I
Your
don't.
sister and your dad are like twins.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my
Lexi
God,
and your
that's
dad are,
so
it's
funny.
like literally just like make a few tweaks and
Mhm.
it's Lexi and your dad.
I didn't
That's
think
so
that
They are
was
funny.
twins. You didn't think so?
I don't know.
Like
I don't really pay
think about
attention.
it. Like especially with Lexi's glasses off.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it.
I used to
Definitely more so than
get,
you.
she used to get told that she looked just like my mom a lot, but I don't think she really looks like my mom anymore. She has the same chin and nose as my dad.
Yep. That's exactly.
And well, she has my mom's eye shape because they have like hooded eyes, but
Mhm. Logan looks, I think, a lot like your mom.
she is a copy paste of Bobby.
Okay, but I don't
I'll
know
have
what
to,
Bobby looks like.
I'm going to ask her to send a picture. She has this
Yeah.
like side by side picture.
That's so funny. I feel like I really look like both of my parents, especially like right now in life.
I think you have your dad's like face shape.
I think I do too. But I have like my mom. I feel like my mom's smile is like mine, and my mom's eyes. Like me, I think my mom's eyes are what make me and my sisters look so much alike too.
Mm.
When I went to my sister's hair appointment 2 days ago.
With Jaden.
Yeah, Jaden was doing her hair. And we were like comparing our natural root color. And we were like, oh my God, it's the exact same. And she was like, well, it has to be from dad because mom's hair is a little darker. Kathy's hair is too dark. And I was like, and he's our shared parent. Like it has to be from him. But like we just
You didn't
act
get
as
my
though we
mom's
have
hair.
all these present like
Yeah.
parents. And then my brother, he had a housewarming party. And his friends were like, how many parents do you have? Like,
That's
there's so
really
many parents
funny.
here. That's hilarious.
Because it was both. It was your mom and Dave.
Yeah, my mom and Dave,
And
my dad
then-
and Ellen, and his mom and
Yeah. That's really
stepdad.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
A lot of parents.
I love that you guys can all get together though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. He did it like an open house from 1 to 8 p.m. So like people
Jesus
just
Christ.
like came in and out at different
That's a
times.
long time. But also, I
That
guess
is
it's
a
kind of
long
nice
time.
to spread out so you don't have.
Yeah, it like
To,
worked
like,
out
have
well.
everybody-
Because he could like bounce around more, and it was like work
Yeah.
friends at one point, family at one point.
Yeah.
That's
It
smart.
was pretty nice, and he did it a year and a half after buying his house.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Honestly, though, that's so nice because then
Yeah,
it's not like the pressure
exactly.
of like, oh my God, I have to decorate everything and make it all look nice and updated.
yeah, like he just kind of finished everything, and then he got all these presents, and he's like, I had no idea I'd get anything, and my sister's like, that's why you had a housewarming party, you know? And he's like, no, I didn't expect any of this.
Wait,
But like
that's
it's a
so
stack
nice.
of cards and like all these presents.
That's so nice.
Did your dad help him with any of his stuff in his house?
A little bit, but not really, because it was a new build house, so they basically did everything. But he did, I don't know, he added a few things.
I was like down a rabbit hole of inspectors on TikTok. And there's this guy who does like
What a niche.
new build construction inspections.
Mhm.
It's fucking terrifying.
I know.
I like, because I guess some people are like, oh, it's a new build, like just forgo like a new build inspection. And
No,
They do such
It's
shoddy work
in,
now.
I know, it's so insane.
But you get to, if things start crumbling and getting fucked up, you have like a year where they'll
Yeah.
come and fix it for you.
So
Yeah.
that's like one of the videos he did was like a year warranty inspection. So it was like, okay, what all do
Yeah.
you need done? But it's just like really scary to see.
yeah. I mean, even we were talking about, because I told you guys that like his concrete was split and they were coming to fix it or whatever, and we were like,
yes.
yeah, it's the first year, but why would that happen in the first year?
It's so scary.
Yeah,
Because they didn't
Even
do it
like
right the first
going
time.
through our house and just seeing some of the stuff that they've done, I'm like, I guess some of it is just like updates, you know, like
Mhm.
their own personal renovations. So it's like, how did you do this? Like, you know, for the sinks, like you're supposed
In
to
the
put-
kitchen?
Yeah.
Mhm.
They like tore out the bottom of the sink somehow. And then they like shoved a bunch of, because the pipes would freeze, like our hot water pipe would freeze.
Oh.
And so their like makeup work was shove some like sealant in the pipe, and then they put shitty like plywood vinyl and then tiled on top of the vinyl.
Oh
And
my
when I was
God.
pulling this up, I was like,
The fuck?
what the fuck did you do? And then my dad was like, it's all kind of like, okay, it's good that we're doing all of this stuff, because my dad was able to like redo all the pipes, and like
Mhm.
now we know why it was freezing and we could like take measures to fix it. But it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, how did you get to this place?
Yeah, I'd love to know the whole history of like everything that has ever been done.
Yeah. But it's also so important to find like really good people who do great work. Like the people who did our drywall. I'm like, I want to send this to every single realtor in like my area, because I'm
Yeah.
like, he should get all of the business. He's so good.
I loved our
And-
drywall guy too.
Yeah. There's just like so many different trades like that I'm like, just gonna add you to my list.
That's why it's also so hard to like trust people. I have such a hard time just like going and finding someone on Thumbtack
Yes,
or like just
I
Googling
agree.
it or whatever.
I fully agree.
We found ours on literally Facebook, or the drywall guy. Like he's
Yeah.
just like,
But were there people in your
realtor.
area that had like recommended him through Facebook?
I literally posted in this like group thing, and he like replied and was like, I'm available to do the drywall.
That's so lucky.
Yeah. Worked
Yeah.
out well.
Speaking of house projects and house things, we're doing solicitor stories,
Correct.
which
And why
we've
are we
had
doing
lots
that,
of
Devin?
fun. Well, also me and my
Oh, yeah.
solicitors.
I fucking hate solicitors. Speaking of not trusting people,
Yeah.
like
Should we do our stories first or listener like recordings?
we should
Yeah,
do ours
okay.
first.
Here you go first.
I feel like Brittany should go first because I'm just like, I need to get wound
I'm-
up or something.
I'm wound
you know?
up.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
already wound
Here
up.
you go.
I will be wound up from this for like ever.
Okay.
So I want to just do a little backstory going back in the day of like early 2000s, where solicitors were quite quite a bit more frequent, I would say.
Definitely.
Like every single house you would go to had a no solicitor sign on the door. And
I used to see those and think those people were like grumpy old people.
I know. And now I'm like, we definitely need to be getting one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will definitely be getting like 10. Mm-hmm. But I just, in recent years, it hasn't even come to mind that like, okay, solicitors. So a few months ago, I had somebody come around and they had this whole like marketing thing that they were like, hey, we are doing this deal in your area where
in your area is
we're going to your other neighbors have signed up.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not yet. We didn't get the sign up of the neighbors yet. This was just like, hey, we're going to give you a discount because we want to use your house like for marketing pictures and marketing purposes. And I was like,
what?
Hey, you're talking to the right girl. Like I do marketing. Like I negotiate these deals all the time, like blah, blah, blah. And he's like, your windows look really old. Like, how long are they original? And I was like, oh, yeah, they're probably original, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm just like, I just fed into it and whatever. And I was like, realized after I told Joe, and I was like, as I was telling Joe the whole story, I was like, this seemed like a scam, actually. Because I went ahead and scheduled the fucking appointment to get like the measurements and everything done. So
the free quote.
Yeah, the free quote, whatever. Like, okay, here, let's see like what the discount's gonna look like because you're gonna use my house for marketing.
Yeah.
No, like
that would give me. He's like, your house looks so good. We need
no,
to
it's
use
not
it
even
for
like
marketing.
they were like, your house looks good. It was just like, we're gonna utilize this for like before and afters.
Yeah.
For like marketing purposes and everything.
Yeah.
So like, let's do this. And I was like, okay, like love a discount. Our windows like are leaky and like because we had like some windows that have like the condensation on the inside, which is like a key sign that your like windows are not like doing the right thing. And so anyways, told the guy, I was like, don't come. We don't need you, whatever. And then there was this guy roaming around our neighborhood like last week and he was in like a yellow vest. We saw him across the street talking to our neighbors and doing this whole thing. And we were like eyeing him. We're like, oh my God, this is like fucking weird. And then we were taking just like these boards in from the truck. So we were like outside going back and forth. Like, so we were kind of keeping tabs on him and everything.
So they caught you though. They knew you were home.
No, listen, it gets better. We were like clocking him. We were so like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, let's not, like he's being sketchy kind of thing. Mm-hmm. He like is putzing around and like 2 doors down. Like he's like fucking around with something in their yard. It was like kind of weird. Then he comes to our yard and is like fucking around in the front. We're like moving a big sheet in. Like it's like these massive sheets. So we're like kind of like just trying to get the whole job done. And then I come out and I give like some attitude. I'm like, what are you doing? Because he's like in our yard. I'm like, what are you doing here? Again, I'm like very skeptical. I'm like, who the fuck are you kind of thing? Like, why are you here? Mm-hmm. And then he proceeds to go down this entire story, which like it just grinds my fucking gears because I was in sales and it would like, there was nothing in me. And I had like managers and stuff that would be like, just say this. And I'm like, no, like I have so much integrity when it comes to sales and like how I'm going to position things. Like if I don't fully believe something with my whole chest, like I'm not telling you shit. Mm-hmm. Like even if it's like a 99% chance, like this is going to work, whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm like, it's a 99% chance it's going to work. I'm not telling you like, this is the best thing ever made.
Yeah.
So this guy proceeds to go, hey, we've struck a deal with your HOA. Like they should have sent out a notice where, we just installed fiber into your neighborhood. Like see those green boxes over there. And we're in the neighborhood and like for the next 3 days, we're, going to all the houses. We have a deal for like your HOA. Like, and they're like, we've talked to the HOA board. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. I don't check my email that often, but I haven't gotten an email from my HOA saying that. But I was like, okay, let me just like, tell me what's going on. Like, tell me what the thing is. And then he proceeded to talk about like random people in my neighborhood. And I'm like, I don't fucking know anybody in my neighborhood. Like you spouting off like they're like Danny down the street.
Yeah. And though it's not
everything
true
else.
Even. Like,
yeah.
Well, part of, I'll get to this part, but like, so he's like saying all this stuff about just like what fiber is. Also, this is quantum fiber, by the way. Chip PR. I'm going to just spoil a little bit of this.
That's
Chip
his
PR
name?
is a door-to-door sales company. They like, companies hire this door-to-door sales company called Chip PR. So
that
big
makes
flag
sense.
to watch out for.
Yeah.
But I didn't see this until afterwards.
That makes
Anyways,
a lot of sense.
so what else did he say? He was like, we're coming and we're going to be like going through the yards and everything. I'm trying to think of like all the different like things he was saying. But one of the biggest things was just like he's working with our HOA and like struck a deal. Oh, he's being contracted by the city to come around and like help people get updated and everything. And then he was like, you know, let's look up your current situation, like with Xfinity, like how much are you paying, like all of this stuff. It is a deal, like, you know what I mean, like it's a deal to switch to fiber for us from Xfinity. So I was like, okay, yeah, you beat on price, and then obviously it's going to be like quicker speed. And I was getting the logistics stuff from him and started asking more questions. We were kind of like bought into it. And then so because we're like in this money saving mode too, especially right now. Like he obviously doesn't know that, but like we're like, okay, yeah, we'd love to save like $50 a month on internet stuff. And so we were like, okay, let's set up the installation appointment and stuff. But like, again, it was kind of just like, it felt good just because we were saving money and we were going to get faster internet. But like, he was just like a little like weird. There was like something off, and we could kind of both feel that. And then, so we like signed up, and he was like, we won't get charged until the thing goes through, until you get installed and whatever. And then we looked at our bank account because we like did it, and they had already processed it. It hasn't gone through, but there was still a charge on our card. And we were like, what the fuck? Like, that's not what you said was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then after the whole thing happened, I like run into my neighbor who like knows a lot of people in our neighborhood. And I was like, hey, did you get this like message from the HOA that like Quantum Fiber's coming around and like doing all this stuff, and doing like installations, and then there's a neighborhood deal or whatever? And he was like, no. So then he calls like the HOA board on the phone, like right in front of me. And he's like, hey, is this like real? And he was like, no. And just from that moment of being like, you just fucking lied.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just straight up. But I'm like, you're such a fucking moron, because all you had to do is tell me you're going to save money and your internet's going to be faster.
Yeah.
What else did you really need to say?
Yeah.
If I was giving you objections, maybe you could be like, hey, there's other people in your neighborhood that have, you know, switched to this fiber. Yeah. But like, why go down this route? Being contracted with the city to come around, like, you know,
for like that's what most solicitors in our new house say.
But
when they come,
absolutely fucking insane. I'm like, why are you lying?
Yeah.
Like, you have lost my sale. Because I was like, and then we called Quantum Fiber as soon as the people like said that, and then our HOA, because I had called them and everything. They sent out a mass email being like, hey, you do not need to switch to this company. Like, we do not have an individual deal with them.
What the hell?
And the deal is like for anybody. If you just Google like Quantum Fiber, the deal pops up. And you stay on the website long enough, they give you $100 gift card.
Oh.
And I was like, absolutely fuck this guy. And so we called. I was like, I do not respect the fact that you guys hired such a bad company. Why would you hire somebody who's so dishonest? And like, he was not rude, but just dishonest. And like, you know, he's like fucking around in our yard as like some sort of tactic to get our attention. And it was just like, wow. Like, I just couldn't believe the fact that he would just go into so much detail over nothing instead of just doing pure sales. Which is
if you have a good product, why do you need to like...
And it is a good product. Like,
exactly.
And it's this whole thing. And anyways, so I called them and I was like, this is a shitty company that you guys hired. Like, I probably will switch to fiber, but this fucking person is not getting a single credit for a sale.
Yeah, no.
Like, you don't get to be like dishonest and get my money. Like, fuck you. And so we'll probably end up switching, but I was just like, this is so fucked. Like, that you just went down this entire rabbit hole. And I don't know, like, we have like a lot of like older people in our neighborhood. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be 50-50 where they're like just gullible enough to just say yes to it, or they're like skeptical and they're like, what's this fiber bullshit? Like, why do we need to switch to fiber? Like, our Xfinity dish network, whatever, has been fine for the last like 50 years. So I don't know. I'm glad our HOA sent out an email because
sure, that's so
now
crazy.
I hope he doesn't personally get any. But yeah, he's with a company called Chip PR because he gave me a card. They're like contracted with Quantum.
So when he gave you his card, it's
at Chip PR. So I Googled it and I was like door-to-door salesman. And I'm like,
that's
absolutely
crazy.
fucked that. So like and it's so funny because we had this skepticism. He's in our fucking yard and I'm like, what are you fucking doing? Like, why are you just standing in my yard? Like my grass doesn't look great, but like, why the fuck are you in my yard? Like, this is weird.
That's so weird.
And now I'm just like, you've now ruined it for every other fucking, if there is a loyal, like honest person with integrity that's a salesperson or door-to-door salesperson, you fucked everybody. You've literally fucked I will not. And I think that a good rule of thumb now is to just fucking Google the company. Like sit there and just Google it and be like, actually, dude, there's a deal right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this on my own right now. Like, I don't need your service. I don't need your help.
Yeah.
Like you could be like, and the same thing, I think I forgot what company the window was, but it's like, just Google like Anderson Windows or whatever company it is and just see what deal there is. Cause there's probably the same deal online.
Probably the same.
They're just trying to get more people in. But Devon's person, I think that they're probably really aggressive, and I think they're using women as an entry point.
That's what I was
There's a lot of women.
That it's women.
And I found the person on TikTok that is like part of the company, and she was like at a big retreat in Denver with like a bunch of girls.
Because like as a girl, you're going to be more trusting of another girl, I think.
Probably.
But it's interesting, like in our new house, like our newish house, whatever. That's every single solicitor does the thing of we just signed up your neighbors and tries to say, and then we like even went and asked the neighbor because we know Rico. We love Rico.
And your name is Emily.
And he was like, no, yeah, and my name's Emily and Rico. And he was like, no, I didn't.
See, that's what makes me so angry. Why are you lying?
Yeah, like
why don't you just sell the fucking product?
And
if
they don't
I want
really
it,
tell you. They say like that guy right there. Like they don't know names or anything.
Yeah.
They're just like that guy.
Yeah, with my situation, I would more than likely have like hired them to do my windows later down the road.
Yeah.
If she just gave me the facts and left me with it instead of what
just
happened.
The thought, tell the whole story. But like the thought of her in your house is just like really funny and uncomfortable.
Yeah, so I leave my front door open during the day when it's nice out, especially in the evening because the
screen door though.
Yeah, the screen door. Security door, it's locked and everything.
You can't break in, bitches, don't try.
Yeah. And so I've actually got by 2 other door-to-door salespeople. I got my pest control through a door-to-door salesperson who was in the neighborhood and like was signed up my neighbors and stuff. And I ended up just like
feel so slimy.
Yes.
Yeah. It's so slimy.
It's
That's
like
why
I can't say no.
But I also just like don't get me. Like sell me and be good. Like I would so much rather do that. Like I like your service.
Yeah, exactly.
Be a fucking honest person.
Or if I'm gonna save money,
because
just tell
I'm like
me that.
now I don't feel good about it.
Good
so now I'm like,
already.
okay, I'm gonna delete whatever just happened there, and I'm gonna go do it on my own.
Yeah. And I kind of think pest control is a scam. Like I don't have pest control anymore. I don't have any bugs in my fucking house, and I probably had more bugs in my house when I was having people come and spray once a month.
That is
like I just feel like you don't need pest control. Like unless you have some kind
ants
of
a lot,
yeah,
like inside. And then the pest control guy came last week, and he normally does the inside, but we had the foster dog and everything, so I was like, I just don't want to deal with like the chemicals and everything. Yeah. So I told him it was very uncomfortable. I answered the door and I was like, can you just do the outside today and not the inside? And he was like, that's all I was planning on doing. I was like, okay.
What?
And then he just like left and walked away. It was very
Some areas I definitely think need pest control, but sorry, just like go on with you got the best pest control people, and then what else?
Solar.
You got solar?
You guys know the fucking solar people hang out at Home Depot and Lowe's. Those people are brutal.
Oh, wait, you
be careful
have
of
solar
those.
panels on your house currently? What the fuck? Does it cover like?
See, I need someone to come out and like make adjustments or something because like, yeah, on the low months I pay 0 to APS, but
wow, that's really cool.
But I'm still I used to pay $130 a month for my solar panels, and it went up to $144 or something, which I was told that it was supposed to be $130 until I paid them off or whatever. So it's like, yeah. But the guy made it seem like he's like, I would do this if I owned a home, you know, like they make it like,
because for solar
I feel like is really
overall.
intense. But again, be fucking honest, because solar is good. We want to like advocate for that.
But it's a very long term
and
thing.
also it's like a great thing for your energy bills and stuff.
I don't regret having solar,
No,
but
again,
also
it's
the
like,
way that he went about it was weird.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I've had window people come to my house multiple times, and I'm like, no, thank you, no. And like, I was kind of thinking, if window people come by again, I'll say yes, because I want to know how much it would cost to get new windows, because I have old windows. And so they came by, and the guy was like really good at selling me. So I was like, okay, sure, yeah, I'll set up a free quote, whatever. And set up the free quote, whatever. It was for 2 days later at 5 p.m. Oh, also, when he was doing it, he's like, you're not going to cancel or anything, are you? Because if you do, that just makes me look bad or something like that. Like, they're going to be mad at me if you cancel the appointment after I make it for you right now. Like, that was weird. But anyways,
it makes sense though, because he's getting paid on like how many appointments he books and then how many appointments follow through.
Yeah, but why is he saying that to me? Like, they're
he
also
wants to make
like
you feel bad. He doesn't want you to. He wants his commission. He wants his like check mark.
Random side note: one time, this company, like this random Asian somewhere company, sent me a product, and I like was not posting about it or anything. It was not like an agreed upon thing whatsoever. And then they emailed me after because I didn't post anything at all, and they were like, "My boss will fire me if you do not post."
You're like,
it
dude,
was like
sorry.
not really in English or anything. It was just so funny.
Oh my God. What was it?
Headphones.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
It was just funny. It reminded me of that. My boss will fire me.
Sorry,
You
girl.
will get me in trouble.
It's your fault for committing to this.
Yeah. What the fuck? Anyways, this girl gets to my house at 5 o'clock, 2 days after I scheduled it, whatever. And she's super nice. And she's like, oh my God, I love your pets. And oh my God, I even took pictures of her with Willow. Because her cousin.
You have them on your phone?
No, on her phone.
Oh my God, I would die.
Because her cousin wants a corgi or something. And so I was like, sure. She's like, can I take a picture? Like, she was like doing everything she could to be my best friend. She loved the cats.
That's really funny.
She went, and so she's talking to me, getting to know me, you know, spending the first 30 minutes getting to know me, what I do, whatever. Yeah. And then
that's part of sales.
30 minutes.
Because you know why?
I know.
You like take all those facts and then you put them into
manipulate
the
them.
pitch.
Yeah. So then she goes into my front room and starts like opening the blinds and stuff to measure the windows. And she asked me for a glass of water because like it's dusty and whatever. So I get her a glass of water, and she like wasn't even that nice about it. She's like, can I get a glass of, like, she wasn't, I don't know.
No,
she's like, can you get me a glass of water or something? I don't know. It was just, that kind of felt weird.
It felt demanding.
That's when I felt a little bit off.
Yeah.
So I give her a glass of water, and she's like, okay, I'm just going to measure your windows. I'd love it if you came with me. So she wants me. I thought I was going to be able to. Usually when people are giving you a quote and they're measuring, you don't have to be with them. Like they're going to go in your bathroom, do some measurements, and come out. Like that's what I'm used to. She wants me to accompany her to every single window so that she can point out, oh, see how like air is getting in here? Yeah. You're losing money because it's going out and not staying in. And when you're running your AC bill, and she's asking me about like how much I spend on air conditioning and blah, 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 and like whatever. So then she goes into the guest room or whatever, and she's like, oh my God, come here. I was like, oh, what? And like
wait, how old is she?
She was born in 97.
Oh, okay.
So she's like 28, 29.
Yeah, she's 28.
So very dramatic. And she's like, this is so bad. Do you see this? And I was like, what is it? And she's like, water is getting in through the windows, and this is like really damaged. This is really bad. And she's like, this is so bad. You don't have to use us. Yeah, it's like the paint is like crumbling on the windowsill or whatever.
They would have a field day at my house.
You don't have to use us.
This is not permission to come to my windows though.
But I am telling you, you need to get this replaced as soon as possible. Again, you don't need to use us, but this is like really bad. I'm really concerned for you. Like this is going to be really bad. Like the way that her face would turn to be, oh my God, it like gives me the heebie-jeebies. She did that, and then she proceeded to do that in every other single window. Do you see this? I can almost put my finger through this drywall. It's so
Yeah, right.
Bad. This is really bad. This is going to be, she's like, see how there's an outlet under this window? This could start a fire. Like I would not plug anything in this outlet. Like if it rains, because it rains so fucking much in Arizona. No, so yeah, I'm so scared. I'm like, she's like, if this gets any worse, like they're going to have to redo the whole, wall because there's going to be mold and stuff.
Though, she can educate you and like, she doesn't even need to point out in your window. Like she could, but I feel like it's so different. She could have just been like, hey, do you know like a lot about construction or building and whatever, get to know that part of you and you're like, not really. Like
she did kind of do that.
But then to be like fear mongering about it, that's like not fair. But I feel like just be like, hey, so like, typically a window's constructed with like, it has this thick outer panel, blah, blah, blah. Like, and the goal.
She did that too. She spent the time to do that. She's like, I'm a window expert, whatever. So this is giving me like, expert. Oh yeah. My windows are aluminum. The ones they make are like vinyl and they last forever and whatever. And like, it's a good product. It's a good window to put into your house. Yeah. Like it's a step under Andersen, which is the best window manufacturing company in the country or whatever.
Is this what she told you?
Yeah, she told me this. Okay. Yeah. But now since I've been talking about it, I've heard Andersen come up from like, my mom's realtor boyfriend said, it would make sense to pay that much money for Andersen because their windows are so good, whatever.
Wouldn't you think they'd all be quite similar? Like it's glass.
I learned a lot. I learned too much about windows over this whole ordeal. Like she even had samples. She had like this heat lamp and she would put their window in front of it to like show how much heat is not getting through versus like a normal pane window, 2-pane, whatever. Fun. Yeah. So like, she gave me all the fucking science behind it. And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. And then once she started, we sat down in the dining room. She's getting out all of her stuff and she's telling me about window pricing. If you went to Andersen and you got their best windows for how many units you have and whatever, it would be like $42,000. And I'm like, okay. So she's like telling me the price ranges of everything. If you went to Home Depot, like whatever. And then she's like, okay, all right, like this was after like an hour and a half or whatever. She's like, okay, are you ready for your quote? And I was like, yes. Like the first price she gave me, I was like, fuck, this is not going well. She gave me like a $42,000 quote for my whole house. Like,
you're like, you just fucking Andersen one.
That was the first number I saw. She's trying to like scare me. Like, and then once she gives me her quote, I'm going to be like, oh, so much lower, like whatever. And even when I worked in marketing, you did that like, here's a really high price, here's a really low price, and you're really targeting that middle price. Mm-hmm. So that's literally what she was doing. And she just, I don't know. She like had to go, are you ready? She had to like go to her car or something and get something to come back and give me the quote. And so she's like, telling me, we do this deal. If you sign now, then basically we can do it for $30,000. But if you don't sign with me today and I leave, then it's going to be $36,000. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I can't make that decision today. And she's like, why not?
Almost my bedtime, ma'am. Like,
yeah, can you tell me all the reasons why you would not decide today? I was like, I need to look at my finances. I need to think about it. I need to talk to people. I need to get other quotes. And she's like, well, I already told you how good the windows are. Like, why would you need to get any other?
Baby girl, you didn't do a good job selling.
Well, she did, but
you didn't address but like, if she's being like, I just told you all the good things about it, that's not a way to get a sale. Like, no, you need to ask more questions and like kind of understand like what your thought process is and what your decision-making process looks like. Like, that's not the way to go about the sale, is being like, but I just told you it was all really good.
Did the girl on TikTok say what percent commission they make?
No, but she says she makes like $35,000 a month. $21,000 like a month.
Yeah, even if that, I don't know, it depends how many windows you sell.
I don't know how many. It's probably about the number of contracts she does.
Yeah.
She really manipulated me psychologically.
But that wasn't even the end of it. She kept going on and on.
Oh no, I'm still going. Yeah. I'm still telling the fucking story. Yeah. But yeah, she wanted to know everything, the psychology of my decision making, and like $36,000. I don't want to spend that.
That's like
she's
car
like, but your
salespeople being
house
like,
is.
Are you ready to buy today? And
I
then
know.
bringing in
Crazy.
the big dog, and he's like, "What can we make you?" I'm like,
I
"Nothing.
know,
I
yeah.
told you,
What can
I
we
told
do?
you
What
I
can
wasn't
we
buying a
do?
car today.
Yeah.
I wasn't buying a car.
Yeah.
I'm not spending $50,000 today."
Yeah, like I'm not. And
How do they even know? Like, do they even target? Like, how do they know you have $36,000?
Because they want to sign you up on a loan on a
I'm sure
like,
they got a bunch of payment plans.
yeah, they're like,
high
hey,
interest.
we can make an extra like
yeah,
you know,
you're right.
20,000 on interest, and maybe you'll make a few late payments, so then there's an extra
Yeah.
10. Like, yeah, let's sell this for $80,000
That's true.
actually.
Yeah, and that's what she was doing to me. She's like, okay, so then your payment and your whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I
Okay.
do this, I'm not going to do a loan through you. I'm just going to pay cash. Like, I'm not going to pay extra money in interest. Yeah. Whatever. And so she kept, then the portion of the night where she kept going somewhere and came back with, I was just thinking, and I know I just am really worried about your windows. And I'm really worried about you. And
But where was she going?
she went to the bathroom. She went out to her car. And when I was telling my mom's boyfriend, Jimmy, about this, he was like, she was texting her manager.
That's what I was.
She was talking to her manager to see what else.
Like when
we
they go
could
talk
do.
to at the car
Yeah.
dealership to go talk to them and be like, came back. This is what I can do for you.
And she continued to have like, she's like, so what are you making for dinner? You know, what are you doing for like?
That's so
proceeding
weird.
To have
You're
all
like,
these
girl, get
other.
out of here so I can eat
I
my
know. I'm
dinner.
like, it's 7:30. I usually have already had dinner by now. Like, please leave my fucking house. What time are you eating dinner at, bitch? It's
What are you
bedtime.
having for dinner? When are you
Yeah,
going to
what
bed
the
tonight?
fuck? Don't you need to go eat your dinner? Like, fuck. I was so pissed. She had all this shit she was bringing in. And also I was kind of playing this game with her. Like, let's see how, I want to keep seeing how low she's going to go.
get,
because I keep saying no. And then she does the same bullshit routine of like,
What does she go down to?
so this is the part I have not told yet.
Oh,
So
exclusive.
she's packing up her stuff. She's going in and out the door, bringing her all. She literally had every time she walked in with something, she's like, "Did I tell you I was moving in? Didn't I tell you I was moving in?" Like with her luggage. And then there was this one portion where she's like, "And if I was selling you crappy windows, I'm not word for word or whatever. And if I was doing that, then I'd be moving in with you because I'd be losing my job." And that made me be like, why the I don't know you, bitch. Why would you be moving in with me?
That was like very confusing.
She's making a joke that she'd lose her job and she'd be moving in with me if I.
Yeah, but like that would really push
It was
me
so
away, not
stupid.
draw me closer.
Yeah, I was like,
I don't feel bad for you.
get
that
out
you
of my
get a different
house.
job.
Yeah, I should be like, if you really feel that way, you should really get a new job. Like, this is not good for your mental health.
No.
This is such a shitty job. Like, imagine if I turned the scripts on her. Anyways, she like started narrowing down, like, what if we just did these windows and you can just leave, these windows are fine for whatever reason, because it's a
Apparently
fucking
you're
lie.
safe now.
Yeah, these windows are safe, but like
plug
all
in
the other
everything you
ones.
want.
And like she's mostly concerned about the bedroom windows, right? Like, oh my God, my house is going to mold and crumble if I don't do those windows tomorrow. So then she's leaving. She comes back in and she's like, so I was thinking this is the last deal that I can do. If we just did the 3 front windows, we could do it for $6,000 and it would lock in the day of pricing. So then when you decide to do the rest of your house, you would get the
that's
initial
smart.
discount. Yeah.
That's a smart one.
And I was like, okay, let's do it. And the way her face changed when I said that, it creeped me out. And I wanted to be like, never mind. Like, she was like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And she's like, what made you change your mind?
What?
And I was like, I know. And I was like, because
you
it
go
was a
back on
lower
it?
price. Because it was a price I'm willing
Have you
to
canceled
spend. Let me continue.
Okay.
And she's like, and I was like, because it's something that I can agree on spending right now. And I want to lock in the other price. And I want new windows, but I wasn't willing to spend $14,000, but I can pay $6,000,
Yeah.
And you don't have
Did
to
that
pay.
work out with like the math broken down of how much per window?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know. She was like, okay, well, I have to go back out to my car and get some paperwork we have to fill out some paperwork. And like, she was talking like that. Like, she was all nice. And now all of a sudden she's like, okay, well, I have to go. And I was like, fuck. I thought I was just going to like sign something on your iPad on your way out. I thought we're leaving. I'll grab the deal, whatever. And then she's out in her car for another fucking 10 minutes. And then she comes back in with all her shit back into my dining room. And then I'm just like, fuck. Like, hurry, get the fuck out of my house. Like, I agreed to this. Please leave.
8 o'clock now.
And like, during this time, I'm on my phone searching for the company. And there's a Reddit post where someone is talking about do not do a deal with them. They use such slimy, manipulative tactics. They are terrible. Make sure you cancel whatever deal with them or whatever.
Wow.
And so in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to cancel in the morning. Like, I'm going to go through with this and then I'll cancel because you don't have to pay until the windows are installed and everything. So you don't pay a down payment or anything.
Okay.
And I like start trying to cook my dinner and she's still taking too long. My water's boiling. So I turned it back off because it was taking so long. I was so pissed. And then she was like, do you want to call your parents right now? And like, I can talk to them and answer any questions. She did the whole if you want to talk to your parents about this, but they didn't go through the whole presentation. Like, what are you going to tell them? How are you going to, she's like, how are you going to sell them on the windows the way that I sold you on the windows, you know, because they weren't here and they're going to tell you that's way too expensive. Cancel it, you know? And I was like, no, it's my decision. Like, I'm not going to do that. Like, at this point, I'm having to lie to her.
Yeah, you're like just trying to get her out.
Yes, because she's creeping me out now. And she's like, just, she does not want me to cancel now that we're in this. Because she's not going to make any money when I tomorrow call and cancel or whatever. And so, finally sign all the paperwork and all this bullshit that was really annoying. And she shows me in the contract, you can cancel 3 days. You have 3 days to cancel or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. Thank God, whatever. And as she's leaving, bringing her stuff out to her car, she gives me this whole spiel. She's like, you know, when I was just walking out to my car, I was thinking, my car is my first big purchase that I made as an adult. And it was a huge deal for me. And I bought it. And then the next morning I woke up and I had a pit in my stomach. And I was like, what did I just do? And I called my dad and he told me I had buyer's remorse. And, you know, I wanted, you know, I don't remember what else she said, but she's like, essentially like, I wanted to take the car back. I felt like I shouldn't have bought that. I regretted it. And then, but now she still has the car and it's her most proudest moment that she bought that car for herself and for her future. To better her future, she now has this car and her money was well spent because now she has this car. And she's so glad that she didn't cancel it or like take it back because it was for her future.
You're like, thanks, sister.
And I was like, yeah, that's really yeah, it's so cool.
That's great.
Cool story.
Cool. Shoo, get out. So yeah, I could not stop thinking about all the interactions I had with her. Like, and what I should have said. And
me and Joe were just fuming after.
Wait, the
we
personality
were just
change
I
is
can't
weird.
believe
I know.
that.
Why would she change it? Is that a tactic?
I have no idea. And she was like being,
why would you want to start
there's
being
another
a bitch?
weird part. So after I signed the contract, they have to have like their actual window contractors come out and measure the windows and like make sure everything's good to go.
You're like, just a joke. Like, this was nothing. Like,
yeah, literally.
So she wants to schedule the service for me while she's sitting in my kitchen. Obviously, she wants to get it scheduled. And she's like, so could you do tomorrow morning for them to come by?
God.
And in my head, I'm like, I can't cancel if they come tomorrow morning. So I was like, I won't be home tomorrow. And her face again changed. She's like the wheels are turning in her head where she's like, oh, she's trying to get out of this. Mm-hmm. She wants to cancel. That's why they can't come tomorrow morning. Oh, I was like, I won't be here tomorrow and I'm going to be out of town next week. In her face, she's just like, like she did like a double take thing. Like,
she's got to work on her poker face.
Yeah.
I know.
You can't be this like.
I want to like.
I don't know if that was part of her act or
something.
something. I have her business card with her name on it.
I want to
You
see
can
like a picture.
search her on LinkedIn. And I was like, but I can do Friday because the way her face was, I was like, she knows. We both know that I'm trying to get out of this now.
But it's like, it's so funny because it's like, why would you want to do like a push sale like this? Because you're not going to keep it. You're not getting anything from us.
And so she's like, okay, let me text my manager because they have other appointments in the system that I can't see. So let me see if we can get you in. She's like 8 a.m. Friday morning. She wants this. Right away. It's like this to go through so that I don't cancel. Like otherwise she would have done the next day, Thursday at probably 7 a.m. if she could, you know, because she doesn't want me to cancel. And I was like, okay, cool. She got out of my house. And the next day I had so much dread, but also I was going back and forth. Like, should I do it? And then I did some research.
Like not knowing if it was an actual good deal or not.
Yeah. That's what I think is like the craziest thing is you start like, you've thought about windows a little bit, but like, you know, I hadn't even looked up quantum fiber. I don't even know like what, or like fiber in general.
Yeah, you haven't had any time.
Can I get Google fiber? I like was like, oh my God, I
need more fiber in my diet. I don't know what the fuck
I know.
Like, what does that even mean?
I know what fiber is, but like I hadn't considered it for my house and I don't even know what's available. And I'm like, and now I'm like, okay, anytime there's a solicitor, great. It just gives me an opportunity to go research. Like, I'm not going to listen to anything. Like, you don't have 2 seconds with me. And I'm going to buy it directly from the company, not you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so she was working directly for the window company. Yeah. And it's like, if you're so fucking sure of your product, then why are your salespeople working on 100% commission?
Yeah.
And why can't you just let people come to you who want really good windows? Yeah. Like, the way that you are so pushy.
But that's what I mean. I'm like, obviously if you, depending on who it is, like I think there's door-to-door sales companies and then there's like people like her where it's like their company, but I'm like, I still will go directly to the person. Like, right. I'm going to call sales support, like not you.
Yeah. When people just unexpectedly show up at your house, it's like, you're so much less. I mean, obviously it's already it's working because companies are investing so much money into it, but yeah. So anyways, the next morning I look up their phone number and I call and I was like, yeah, I just want to cancel my appointment. And he's like, if you canceling your appointment, do you want to cancel your whole service? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay, let me just check with my manager, put me on hold for a minute. And then he comes back and he's like, okay, you're all canceled. So that was so easy. And the guy that I talked to on the phone was super nice. And I was like, really thank you so much.
Make it so hard
yeah,
to
because I was like, he's going to put his manager on the phone to convince me not to do it or something.
Right. So when I was canceling quantum fiber, the person like that we first got, like Joe was trying to do it. And I was like, just give me the phone. Like, let me just, cause she was like playing dumb and she like wouldn't cancel it. Yes. And I was like, give me your manager right now. And then like got on the phone with him. I was like, you need to cancel this. Your people are pieces of shit. Like what, like it's so, it's such, I was actually really nice, but I didn't say pieces of shit. I was just like, this is such bad business. Like they are making your company look bad. This is a bad thing for your company. True. Like you should not be employing these people.
Yeah.
And you need to figure out like a different system because we've heard good things about your service, but the way this happened is so poor.
Where if you would have just gotten an email with that $100 gift card,
he didn't even offer me the $100 gift card.
Yeah, exactly.
I like asked for I asked for a discount after, and he was like, "Well, if you refer your neighbor, I can give it to you." And I was like,
"Oh my god!"
Like, just give me the discount. Give me the gift card.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was my solicitor experience. It was so crazy. Wild. She was at my house until 8:30
Power
at
marketing,
night.
Everyone.
Yeah, power home construction,
home remodeling,
something.
They sell a lot of things. It's not just windows.
Yeah.
They sell doors. They sell
solar.
Oh, really?
They do
so
a lot.
That's how they.
Yep, they have a lot of services.
Getcha. And I wonder too if like you like I'm sure your name kind of goes on lists places too of like she did buy solar panels sort of thing. Like that's interesting.
Yeah, one tactic people have told me to use is if someone comes up to your house and you know the first thing they say, "Are you the owner of the home?" Just say no.
Yeah.
I'm renting and they'll leave you alone, you know?
Yeah.
Because they can't sell anything to renters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that does help. I like have just a bad habit. I just like don't answer the door at all. So then what happens usually is like I forget even if I'm selling something on Facebook Marketplace and then Cameron's like, answer the door. Aren't you selling something? And I'm like, oh yeah. Like because I just so ignore everything.
Yeah.
But the one time at the park, some Mormons approached me and I did talk to them for probably 30 minutes because I felt so
converting.
Bad. Well, like they were telling me, I don't know about their Mormonism. They're soliciting their Mormonism. That's what they're soliciting.
Yeah, what are they called?
Evangelic. Or no,
they're missionaries.
Missionaries.
Yeah. And they're little 18-year-old boys. Like, it's so sad. And you're in Vancouver, Washington.
You should have been
like other people are in Colombia, and you get Vancouver,
well, they're right
Washington.
next. Yeah.
Like, that's unfortunate.
You should be like, how about I show you my boobs and then you leave me alone?
No, well, they were like being so sweet with the dogs. They were like wanting to pet the dogs and stuff. Then we were looking at the Book of Mormon. I ended up taking it with me, a little copy, just to get out of there. I feel so bad for them. Like, some people even like let them like come in and eat dinner and stuff and cook for them. I would not do that, but
yes, you would.
Quite possible. They're so young.
Maggie yesterday was like, so if someone came up to the door, you would be okay with what is it?
Shutting
the door in their face. And me and Devin were both like, abso-fucking-lutely.
I would never, and
now
I still
I
don't
would.
think Devin would. I still do not think he would. If
Or I would just ignore it. Like, I just wouldn't walk up to it. I would just, like,
yeah,
they
that's
could be
what I
like,
mean.
hello,
I like to
and I'll
hide.
just like walk to my room or something. Like,
Yeah, I pretend I'm like on the phone or something.
then I don't have to make eye contact with them while I'm rejecting them.
I'd look them dead in the eyes and be like,
but it's so annoying because usually when the door-to-door salespeople come up to you, they don't take no for an answer a couple of times. So you have to say no several times before they go away, because I've also had to do that.
But now, like, because to some degree, like, I don't want to necessarily be rude, but now I really don't care. I'm like, tell me your company. I'll research you myself.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
This is the end of a conversation. Like, this is, I don't need to.
I do also like feel so bad for them
discuss.
too. Like, I mean, you choose what job you have and everything, but like,
But I just think that,
it
like,
sucks.
I think it's like 90% are just being like dishonest, and
For sure.
it's now a lump sum in my mind. And
Yeah.
And it's a type of personality though to be able to do that. Like, I don't think I could just manipulate someone into buying something that I don't even think is a good product.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think a lot of these things are good products. I think Anderson Windows has door-to-door salespeople, probably not to the same degree, but like it's not like these are bad products. Quantum Fiber is a good product, and then they're just not selling the right way, and so it's like,
yeah,
it's just
because
shitty.
they know that it's expensive and people need to save their money to do things like this.
Yeah.
But they want you to agree to it right now and do it right now, because your whole house is going to crumble if you don't.
Yeah.
My mom has fallen victim to door-to-door sales. She bought a whole thing of encyclopedias.
Shut the
Fuck up. Encyclopedia.
A whole like A through Z, and then she's like, she got some extra bonus books with them.
Was this like in the 80s?
In the night when she was married to my dad, so in the 90s.
Oh, okay. I was like,
before she
than like last
before
week.
this is before Google.
Yes,
Okay,
before
okay.
she was like thinking about going to nursing school, and my dad was like, "Why did you buy these?" And she's like, "Because I'm gonna go to school. Like, I'm gonna need them."
I mean, my mom had encyclopedias. That's always what she said.
She
that
probably
would
bought them
use.
from a door-to-door salesperson.
Quite
My
possible.
grandma also got by encyclopedia, but she couldn't afford the whole thing, the whole alphabet.
A
So
to
she
D.
got a first few letters.
Or you like pick and choose which letters. Like,
Yeah.
maybe I'll take P through I.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So you guys sent in your stories to our voicemail. Hold on. So if you would like to call and leave us a voicemail, you can call us at 818-839-1884. And you can chat about anything. If you have a topic request, anything you'd like to talk about, need advice on something, leave it there. Okay, this is our first one. How exciting.
Okay, so Devon's story just resonated so much with me that I had to call. I had a very similar situation happen with a different company that was also trying to sell me windows. They were at my house from like 5 to 8 p.m. I did end up signing on the dotted line because I could not get him out of my house. I was very scared at the end because I'm like, there's this random man. He's been in my house for 3 hours trying to sell me windows, has done the whole spiel. There's nobody like us. You don't even need to go get other quotes because X, Y, and Z. The scare tactics were crazy. I was so hungry.
Yes.
Because it was dinner time and he was at my house. I couldn't eat. I couldn't make dinner. So by the time he like wears you down Anyways, very similar situation to Devin. Super, super scary. Signed on the dotted lines. I ended up calling my dad immediately after and like crying basically to him because I'm like, there was nothing I could have done. The quote was astronomical. I told my dad how much he quoted. I have 5 windows in my house. He quoted like $10,000. It was insane. And I realized I should have checked their Better Business Bureau reviews because although they had like an A+ rating, the like complaints, you have to read the complaints on Better Business Bureau because they can have an A+ rating, but their complaints are crazy. Such similar stories happened to a bunch of other people. Anyways, so I called my dad. He's like, okay, I will do a 3-way call with you. Call this guy back and say you're out. Like, we have to do this tonight so that you can be out. I signed on the dotted lines knowing I had like a week to change my mind because I just wanted him out of my house. So if this happens to anybody else, know that there might be a way where you can just sign to get them out of your house and then call back later and say no. If that's a possibility, I would honestly recommend doing that because these salesmen are crazy and won't leave your house. So my dad did a 3-way call with me and basically just took over the conversation because it's just so unfortunate that women, like as women, I don't feel confident enough or like safe enough to tell somebody no and then like listen to like no is a full sentence, right? It's a complete sentence. But they don't take no for an answer. So
did you get cut off at 3 minutes?
I think so, or maybe not.
They don't take no for an answer. So
It cuts off.
No.
Damn. Yeah, but yeah, they literally won't let you say no. That's you start feeling, then you feel trapped.
The dinner time is crazy. That makes so much sense.
I think that's such a good tip to go on Better Business Bureau and look at the complaints.
Yeah, that's smart. Because I think they buy the A+ ratings. Like they probably pay to have an A+ rating, but
I mean, that's how I feel about reviews and stuff now too. They'd be paying people for reviews.
I know. Okay, second one.
Hi, I just heard your story about the door-to-door salesman experience, and I have to say it was very similar to what I've experienced. Anderson windows are all over the country. Sometimes they're called Renewal by Anderson. Came by. They left a flyer. I actually called them because I did need new windows. But first red flag, the salesman shows up in a $100,000 plus pickup truck.
Oh, God.
Shiny new shoes and really expensive watch. First red flag. He also pretended to like my dog and my sister's dog, even though my sister's dog was actively pulling on his pants with her teeth, and he was trying to pretend it was cute. I didn't stop her when normally I would, but he kind of deserved it. But he would not leave. It was like he said it would be like 30 minutes. Hour goes by, he's still showing me everything that needs to be done. Did the fear mold tactic.
Yes.
And I also, the previous year, had spent $3,000 installing new windows that were actually better quality than the ones he was showing me. And he was trying to convince me that those were horrible and that I needed to replace those too. And everything he was saying, I was 100% agreeing with. I was playing into everything he was trying to, or every point he was trying to make. Oh yeah, mold, I'm terrified of that. Oh yeah, you're right. These windows that I just spent thousands of dollars last year replacing do need to be replaced. Cost isn't an issue. And I basically played into him to get him to leave quicker, so he left after about an hour and a half. I also suddenly developed a husband that was not there that day. Sorry, can't call him on the phone real quick because actually he's a doctor and he's right now serving on a Doctors with No Borders mission on the other side of the globe, and it's nighttime there, and also he doesn't have any service. And he's not getting back for like a month or two, and they may extend it because of a malaria outbreak. And I also am kind of in an abusive marriage where he doesn't allow me access to his bank account. So I can't.
I have an abusive doctor husband.
Myself. So, yeah, and I also like use items around the house I have a fake ring that I wear as a pretend wedding ring that I put on for these types of situations. Play off my Xbox as being my husband's Xbox because, women don't like to game. But yeah, that is a very universal experience. And I found that just pretending and lying back to them that you are falling for all their tactics gets them to leave quicker because they think they have the deal in the bag, and then they're more likely to leave.
Wow.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
There's a girl on Instagram that uses like her fake husband and wears a ring like all the time. I'm gonna
start doing. Well, I'm just not gonna answer the fucking door.
Borders mission, but he's also abusive.
I need to use that for like contractors though, because people that I actually am hiring.
She does have like she uses it for like all of that stuff, like contractors or anybody that she has to like have in the house. Yeah. Even like getting your internet set up. Yeah. Like little things like that.
It makes such a difference the way people treat you when you have a ring. It's actually so crazy.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I was
You're hilarious, girl.
It's like
funny.
I knew everything was a manipulative sales tactic. Like I was just like, oh yeah, you're just you understand. Do they understand that we get that you're just fucking with
that's
us?
Like probably, right?
It's so weird. Okay, we have one more.
So I'm calling you about the crazy solicitor story. So I live in an apartment complex, and we have a utility company that does our electric. That's mandatory for us to use for the whole complex. And last year, a salesperson came to my door and said that they were from, quote, the electric company, and asked me to see a recent copy of my bill. Because I told them that I don't receive bills in the mail. I get them. I'm signed up for paperless billing, so I get them emailed to me. And so I pulled up the email and showed it to him. And the whole time in my head, I'm like, why would someone from this company that works for this company ask me to see my bill? They would have their own access to that, right? And so come to find out, I start, giving him my information. He caught me at a really bad time. This was a while ago, so I forget what I was doing, but I think I was expecting a package or something, and I thought that maybe I was going to have to sign for it. And so he caught me at literally the perfect time, because typically I wouldn't have answered the door. But so, I'm looking outside the door and I see this person with a clipboard, and I'm like, maybe that's my package. I better answer the door. And so come to find out, it was this other third party electric company that I had given my information, and they signed me up to switch over my electric to this other company. And so the next business day, I immediately called the company and was like, I need to cancel this. Your representative falsely advertised who they were when they came to my door. And then the apartment complex the next day emailed all of the residents and were like, we were made aware that this company was going around. Feel free to tell them next time that this is
literally
a soliciting free neighborhood. But yeah, I was so angry because this person claims to be from our electric company and they weren't.
Yeah.
So especially now I've literally never answered the door.
No. I think that's so slimy.
Because you would think in an apartment building you would be more we all have the same internet sort of thing too, likely.
Okay, last one.
Hi, my name's Katrina. I also wanted to say I have a black-headed tri-corgi named Rocky, and he's been a fan of Willow ever since we found you guys online. But when you were telling your story, I was like, oh my God, that happened to me. When you said it was power, I was shook. So they came by on a Saturday, and it was the one at the door, super nice. We were like, all right, fine. Very nice, very friendly.
Her service.
Yeah, we'll come back with a quote. And it took super quick. Gave her details, blah, blah, blah. Give her
that'd be good enough.
information. So I was like, I don't want to deal with this. An elf where Will Ferrell screams, Santa, I know him. They wanted us to do that and give our best impression of that, recording.
What?
My husband and I were like, no, we're not going to do that. Sorry. And the guy, there was a younger guy that came back the next day, was like, oh, all right, fine, I guess I'll lose. Like, kind of making us feel bad. And I'm like, I don't want to look like an idiot. Like, I'm not doing this. Went around and then proceeded to go around every single window, poking at the wall. Oh, it's like soft. See that? Water's getting in, and then you're going to get mold. And I work for an environmental testing company, so they almost got me where I'm like, I know about mold. It can happen. Oh, my God. But I think why they weren't pushing me as hard as you is because I did have my husband there, and he was doing most of the talking. Not because, like, oh, we're going to talk to the man, mostly because I was like, I could care less. And part of me was like, is it rude if I get up and, like, do other stuff? Like, I just been feeling antsy. Like, I have so much to do today, and you're taking so much time. So yeah, we ended up not going with them. We're like, okay, let's think about it. After, again, their whole spiel and presentation, very
4 hours though.
And they kind of kept calling me and my husband. Oh, wow, any thoughts? I'm like, still thinking about it. And they finally kind of left us alone for now. But yeah, when I saw your screenshot about the no soliciting corgi sign, I'm like, and I've told my husband we should get a no soliciting sign.
That's so funny that the exact same and like that makes me feel better about the mold thing too, because I was like actually worried, but like
no, 100% probably like say exactly
all of my neighbors have their original windows in there too. Like,
I mean, the thing is, like, windows do need to be replaced. Like, I know for a fact
How
mine
often?
are not. I don't know, but like I have aluminum windows too, and I know that those need to be replaced just because of like the updated like technology and stuff. My windows are drafty. They definitely, there's condensation. There's like signs of stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And obviously, I actually have like a real fucking mold. I have black mold because of my window. You know what I mean? Like,
Wait,
so
you do?
Yeah, in my kitchen window, the one that has like condensation. It's fucking real, but you gotta be like, you can't be shitty sales. You can't be a shitty salesperson.
That's like the last fucking thing I want to think about is new windows, you know? Like,
I know.
I think ours were replaced before we moved in. I'm like 99% positive. But one of our doors is so drafty, like you literally feel the air just coming in. It's just cold.
No, it's actually like it's in the mold is like it was like all
once you
over the
removed
wall.
things, like then you could see it. Oh my god,
it was bad. So it's like a real thing, and that's why they can get people to do that. But it's also like, we as like consumers and people,
do you
just
know
need to do
Mike
our own.
Saison or Mickey Saison? Mick, yeah, Mick Saison. She's a girl. She had black mold. She had all these health issues and stuff for like years, like underlying constant health problems. She found out that she had black mold, and like they ended up getting rid of it, and like her health has like totally changed, and she was just dealing with this stuff for years.
how did they find out?
I don't know if it's like sealed in my. It was like sealed in my.
Yeah, it's
walls,
probably.
so
I think it has to be like.
But I don't
sort
know.
of thing.
I don't know how it works.
I sometimes have that worry of like, what if my acne is because of mold in my house or something? And like,
I know, it's so scary.
that's crazy.
Well, maybe we have to do a part 2 eventually of this because we did get some more written in stories, but it's
Should
really
we do,
fun
like,
listening to the
one
voice
or 2 video.
You know what's funny is like, I feel like I can't lie to these people. You know how like some of them are like how she pretended to have a husband and all that, her whole fucking backstory. Like, I can't do that.
It's kind of fun. It's like a little acting gig.
Yeah, I need to get better at that.
My husband, he's off with doctors that
God, I just can't even get that out of my mouth. I can't say my husband.
months.
Like,
This one's a good one, I think.
okay.
When you buy a house, they swarm like flies. I was the one staying at the mostly empty house, painting it, redoing it, the carpets, yada, yada. This man from an oil company came 3 times. Each time when I answered the door, he asked if my husband was home. That alone made me tell him to get lost each time. My husband is not the one who handles this shit. I do financially anything. Any setting up of any service, any housework, repairs. Sure, sir, you can speak to him, but he's not going to know shit about shit. The second time he came, I told him not to come back again. Homeboy couldn't take a lady seriously, though. The third time my father-in-law answers the door and this old fuck goes, the man of the house. My father-in-law
Immediately no.
explains, no, not my house. So he asked for my husband. I go, hell no, and storm out there and tell him this isn't 1950 and the man of the house doesn't know shit. So the woman of the house is telling him, you back the fuck off. Do not come here again or I'll consider it harassment. Bye. He tried to stammer. It would only take a moment of my time and their company's rates don't compare or some shit. I slammed the door in his face. Fuck that guy. I love that.
Oh yeah.
That's
great. So fucking funny.
I love that he like
annoying.
then realized he fucked up and is like, oh, but like let me try and sell you now, ma'am, since you make the decisions.
Yeah.
And she's
that's
like,
so dumb. Like, why as a
no.
salesperson would you want to do that? You'd think you'd
You just
want to be
assume.
respectful or yeah, you might get like an actual sale out of her if you acted as though she was in charge of things and like responsible for her own self.
I had to say.
It's crazy.
Should we do one more from the
I'm trying to like quickly see if there's anything. Someone said, I'm a chronic people pleaser and sign up for credit cards at registers sometimes because I don't know how to say no enough. Though I only use one credit card. Also purchased furniture in a different fabric and shades
Oh no.
than I would prefer. Oh my God, I would do that.
No.
And then she said, I hate myself, LOL. I need to channel my inner Brittany.
No, literally. Oh, I love that.
I do that too sometimes. Like, oh yeah, that looks good. Like,
yeah,
that's good
like,
enough.
oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Or if they don't have the option you want, it's really, it's so horrible.
Yeah.
Freaking White Lotus. It makes me think I'm just such a people pleaser. I had to jerk you off.
Yeah. I'm a pleaser.
You were just laying there.
This one's pretty bad too.
Okay.
I was shopping at Kroger and a man approached me asking if I use Spectrum for my internet service. This is wild at fucking grocery shopping.
Yeah,
That's
that should
wild.
not. I don't think that's legal.
He wasn't even at the front of the door with a table like most solicitors at grocery stores are. I told him I wasn't interested in switching because I actually recently stopped my service with them and went with AT&T instead. He kept telling me that he could get me a better rate and all I had to do is answer a few questions on his tablet to get a quote. I told him I wasn't going to switch today because oh my God. Sorry, my eyes are watering. I told him I wasn't going to switch today because I'd need to discuss it with someone else anyway before just switching, similar to Devon's story. He asked who I needed to talk to first and made me try to call them then in front of him.
Oh my God.
When they didn't answer, he said to just fill out the questions to get the quote and I could finish it later after talking to them. I filled out a few of the questions, but eventually told him I didn't want to fully fill it out because I quite literally just canceled my service with them and I knew I wasn't going to switch. I had to repeatedly say no in multiple other ways before I could finally walk away. A couple days later, I had a package on my porch from Spectrum with a router and stuff for my new internet service.
Oh my God.
I emailed them and said I never asked for this, and then I told them this man no many, many times. They wouldn't let me mail the package back, and I'd be charged for the equipment if I just didn't return it. I had to drive to a Spectrum store in person and wait in the lobby for an hour just to cancel a service that I never even agreed to sign
They probably
up for.
force you to wait because they want you to change your mind. And
Wait,
You know what else sucks too for that person is that like they probably had her like payment stuff
yeah.
from like before.
Oh, yeah.
So she was
Yeah,
like
like
really
they were able
fucked.
to just look up her name and find her account to send the router.
That is horrible.
That
I would
is
like
illegal.
Sue.
Yeah, that is so fucked up.
You guys, these are really good stories. We'll probably have to do a part 2 of this.
The voicemails were so freaking fun.
Yeah,
I
you
loved
guys,
that.
I really loved
more
that. That was
voicemails.
so good.
So
was
now
so
we know
fun.
they cut off at 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So try to be
Yeah.
as brief as possible, but also like tell your story.
Yeah.
Or just call and do a part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Oh my God.
And thank
Amazing.
God it's not just us. We all have to stick in this together.
Us girlies.
That's so crazy.
We'll get there one day. Well, this was fun. You guys lifted the mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel slightly better.
I know. Are you going to throw up again?
No, I feel like a little better. I feel like I might need some cheese and crackers.
I was thinking that.
Okay.
Should we do that for our
Patreon?
Yeah.
Sure. Well, join our Patreon if you want to see that. Just patreon.com/sogladwerefriends. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to watch the video. We're all together, so it's even more fun than normal. Make sure you leave us a rate and review wherever you listen to podcasts, and we'll see you next week. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.